Good morning, all. Today we'll discuss about the second part of the first history chapter, Medieval Europe, Rise of Christianity. Our today's topic is Birth of Jesus Christ. Let's listen to the story of Jesus Christ.
2,000 years ago, there used to be a carpenter named Joseph. He lived in a town called Nazareth of Israel. Joseph was engaged to a woman named Mary. One day, an angel appeared before Mary and said, "A divine child will be born to you. He would be a great person who would change the world." Well, Mary got pregnant after a few days. A census was being conducted at a nearby town called Bethlehem. Everyone in the kingdom has to attend the census and record their names. So Mary too has started along with Joseph to Bethlehem. Bethlehem was so crowded that the couple couldn't get a place to rest. At last, they could find a stable to spend the night. Jesus Christ was born at that night. He has no bed except the hay. He has no visitors except a few shepherds. But the birth of Christ was soon announced all over the world. People came to know that a special child was born at Bethlehem. Far away from Bethlehem, three wise men have seen a bright star glowing in the sky. They immediately knew it to be the symbol of a new king and started journey under the guidance of the star. That's the star of Christmas. The three wise men visited Jesus Christ and gave loving gifts to him. They praised him to be the king of Jewish community. But someone is not happy with the birth of Jesus. Herod, the king of the country, thought the child to be his competitor. As he don't know which of the children is the special one, he ordered every kid below the age of 2 years to be killed. The family of Jesus has luckily escaped to Egypt before the massacre. They came back to their hometown only after the death of the king. Jesus was always different from other children. He could read, explain, and debate about the scriptures. After taking baptism and fasting for days together in Judean desert, Jesus started to preach his thoughts. His teachings were simple and clear. He asked people to repent for their sins. He requested them to love God with all their heart. He advised them to love their neighbors as they love themselves. People were really attracted at these teachings. Apart from 12 apostles, Christ gathered hundreds of disciples who loved his words. Jesus began to travel to spread his teachings. Sometimes while teaching, he had to argue with the elders of the community. He had to fight with the rich traders who tortured the poor. This resulted in a lot of powerful enemies against Jesus. They were all waiting for the time to eradicate him. At the age 33, Jesus traveled to Jerusalem along with his apostles. He knew that the authorities at Jerusalem were waiting for a chance to kill him. Still, he didn't change his way. At his Last Supper with the apostles, Jesus predicted that he would soon be arrested by the authorities. And within hours, the words of Jesus have come true. An apostle called Judas betrayed Jesus and got him arrested. The officials were so eager to crucify Jesus at once. Even though the governor is against the death trial, they forced him for the crucifixion order. Jesus was made to carry his own cross, whipped while walking on the streets of Jerusalem. Nailed to the cross at the outskirts of the city. And pierced with a spear to confirm his death. But death could not stop the words of Jesus. A new religion called Christianity has spread across the world. Moreover, his teachings of love, peace, and purity have touched every human being, making him immortal.
Now, all of you enjoyed the story of Jesus Christ. Now, let's continue the chapter. Jesus was born to Mary and Joseph in a stable in Bethlehem in Judea in Israel. And his father was a carpenter, and he was believed to be a descendant of King David of Israel. Now, this King David it is believed that he liberated Israel from the foreign rule 1,000 years ago. And this his father, Jesus' father Joseph, belongs to his family. Jesus Christ, the Son of God. Christians believe that God sent him to save the earth, to save the human beings from all their sins. He was baptized by John the Baptist, and he belongs to the Jewish faith. It is believed that he followed all the or he studied all the scriptures and all these things, and he very wholeheartedly he went for discussions with the Jewish in with the Jewish priest, and he was well known for his knowledge in Jewish faith. Now, the spiritual life of Jesus. He traveled far and wide preaching his teachings and healing the sick. And he preached his messages in the form of stories and parables. Now, what are these parables? Parables are the moral stories. He always gives examples, good examples, and from that good examples, it helps the people to understand each and every point put forward by him. He always give good examples to make the people understand about the values of life. So all these things was done by his parables and by his moral stories. His main mission was to free the men from the bondage of evil, and to make the people lead a righteous life, means a life which is full of virtues, full of purity, full of bliss or happiness, etc. He asked the people to forgive everyone and to love each other. And his main teaching was to love the God. He asked the people not to fear the God but to love the God. He gave emphasized and he believed in one God and gave importance to love, brotherhood, and compassion towards each other. Jesus asked his followers to love all men, even his enemies. That he said that forgiveness is the best thing a human being can do. He asked the people to love each other, forgive their sins. If you want to get your sins forgiven from God, then you have to forgive your enemies as well as your or whoever do bad to you. Most of the information about the Jesus is based on his 4 books, and these 4 books it's called as Gospel. It is this Gospel is the first 4 books of New Testament. Now, this New Testament means Bible is of 2 parts: Old Testament and New Testament, and everything related to the Christianity is written in this book. And this book, or the New Testament, is written by his 4 disciples: Saint John, Saint Mark, Saint Matthew, and Saint Luke. The Sermon on the Mount. The Sermon on the Mount is that means his first, he whatever teachings he have given to the people is a collection of sayings and teachings of Jesus found in the Gospel written by Saint Matthew. So, this first Sermon on Mount is a very important incident in the life of Jesus Christ. So, today we will finish our class up to here, and tomorrow our last part of our chapter will be taught, the main teachings of Jesus Christ. So, some question answers, some fill up questions are given as your homework. You can do it as your homework. You can write it where you are writing the previous chapter also. It's class also I have given you some questions. Along with that, you can continue writing these questions. First one is dash a simple story that gives a moral. Second one is holy book containing the Christ life and teachings are called dash Baptist Jesus Christ. 4. Jesus Christ was born in a stable at dash in Judea. So, stay home, stay safe. Thank you all.